Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Craig with Talking Fish here. Thank you for tuning in. If you got the video, you may already know who I'm here with today. If you're not, I'll do a brief intro of him. Or maybe you're not familiar with the man himself, but tonight we have the founder of the Saugeye Slam up at Indian Lake. He's a heck of a fisherman, a heck of an outdoorsman. I wish my camera panned out a little bit more. Show you them deer. You can do that. Good ones. So when it comes to the outdoors, definitely a credible source here. Like I said, this is the guy that started the Saugeye Slam up at Indian Lake. So, John, glad to have you on.
I appreciate being your first podcast, and thanks for having me on.
Thank you. So, a lot of you may not know this, but when I was coming up with this idea, I sent out feelers to a bunch of people, and John was very helpful and great just with his response and receptive to coming on and helping out and talking everything fishing. So I can't thank you enough. Just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how you got into the outdoors, fishing, how the slam started.
Okay, sounds great. From the earliest age that I could remember, I've always wanted to hunt and fish, and I was fortunate enough to have shared the same passion that I did. So I was taught by two great men that have both passed, but they always had time for me to take me hunting and fishing, and that's how I was introduced into the hunting and fishing world. Went to Ada High School, went to Ohio Northern University, and then I became a school teacher in this county. We're in Logan County. Taught at Ben Logan for 34 years and hunted and fished my whole career. And couldn't tell you how many kids, high school kids, middle school kids that I took hunting and fishing over the years, and I'm still friends with a lot of them. One quick story about an ice fishing trip. I was teaching in the middle school, early 2000s. And we got a van, and we packed 8 middle school kids in a van. Me and another school teacher, Bob Fawcett, we drove over the lake, and we took 8 middle school kids. 4 or 5 of them was their first ice fishing trip, and we caught bluegills the whole time, and it was a great experience for me and for Bob, and then the kids too. And your first experience, if it's a good one, it'll take off. And I know in that original group of 8, there's probably 3 or 4 of them now that are passionate, hunters and fishermen. I don't know if that was the sole reason, but somebody has to introduce everybody to the sport. Very few people just get into it on their own. So I introduced a lot of kids to it, and that's how I started. And I love to hunt, love to fish. I'm retired now, but I have a painting business, and started the Saugeye Slam 6 years ago, and it's grown bigger and bigger every year, and we're up to 104 last year. So that I think it makes it one of the biggest Saugeye tournament in the state of Ohio now.
Yeah, for sure.
With over 100 participants.
So that's how. So you can, if I'm out there and I'm interested in joining the slam, just tell me or tell the people out there how do they go about entering it, and what are kind of the rules, or is a bank boat.
Okay.
And how, if somebody wants to get in, say this weekend, they're going to go out saugeye fishing and they're looking to potentially participate.
Okay. Well, the good thing about the Saugeye Slam, it starts September 15th and it runs till December 31st. You have to be a little tech savvy, but I mean, I'm an older guy, and if I can run the app, then anybody can run the app. A lot of tournaments are run with the Fish Donkey app. So the number one thing you have to do first is you have to download the Fish Donkey app. And once you download the Fish Donkey app, you'll search Indian Lake Saugeye Slam, and then you'll pay your $40 entry fee, and then you're in the tournament. The way you would register a fish, if you wanted to keep a fish for the tournament and register it in, on the top 4 biggest fish win at the end of the tournament, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. But we also have monthly winners where we give $500 away. Real brief here. I know we don't have a lot of time, but once you download the Fish Donkey app and you catch a fish that you want to enter in the tournament, you would click on the Fish Donkey app. After you caught the fish, a camera will come up. You'll take a selfie of yourself holding the fish, and then there'll be a bump board. You'll put the fish down on a bump board. You'll take a photograph of that. You can pinch the tail, and we have a judge that will verify that. And then the last thing you'll do is videotape the release. as all the fish in the tournament get released, which is a good thing because we've had some monster fish been caught in the first month of the tournament. I think the top two guys right now, Brooks and the guy from Columbus, can't think of his name right now, but both have over 100 inches in four fish. But there are other ways to win too. We've got kids in it. Tosh Collins, thank you to you, and the youth angler program giving away a lifetime fishing license.
That's awesome.
So that's a $550, $600 thing for a kid to win that tournament, and he won't have to buy a fish license the rest of his life. So we're encouraging a lot of people in the tournament to take their kids, get kids involved, youth involved into the fishing industry and hunting too. So that's a real quick rundown of the fish.
What's for the youth? Is it still $40, or what's the entry fee for the youth?
Man, I don't know. I think last year, I know if the dad or mom registered, I think the kid was free.
Gotcha.
And I'm pretty sure it's that way this year too.
Yeah, just double check that on your Fish Donkey app. And there's a lot of YouTube videos if that's your jam for Fish Donkey app. I know the Spring Crappie Clash uses the same style format. Sorry about that. So if you're familiar with that or some of the stuff, some of the shows you may watch on YouTube, but there's definitely tutorials. There's actually on the Fish Donkey app itself, it'll go over how to measure a fish, and you can practice measuring a fish even if you don't have a fish to make sure that your upload is ready when you catch that trophy fish. So definitely check into that and play with it. It's important to play with that before you go out. Because the last thing you want to do is have that 27 entered.
Yeah, real quick story about what this man said right here is it's so important to practice with fish that you might not even register in a tournament. If you catch a 12 or a 13 incher, you're never going to win with that. But to practice that, we had a guy this year caught a 25.5 and didn't have the camera on, and he had the selfie, but no video, no picture of the fish on the board, released the fish, and, screwed it up. And if you got a partner with you, because you're so excited sometimes when you catch a fish and you want to get it back in the water, but you kind of have to calm your body down and your mind. But if you got a partner with you, sometimes that'll help, especially if he's fished in a Fish Donkey tournament before.
Yeah.
So I want to say a shout out to Anson too, because he runs the crappie class. He helped me out last year with the Saugeye salmon. I appreciate that. So shout out to Anson Bolton. Thanks for all the help last year.
Yeah, you're officially invited to go over the Spring Crappie Clash when it gets near. I'll hit you up. Maybe we can get together on that. Anyhow, so it's been going for about 5 or 6 years now. We told people how to get in it. What water is legal, if you will?
Okay. There used to be a statewide Saugeye tournament. This is kind of like a shoot off from there. And Cole Minker started that one. It ran for 2 or 3 years, but it got a little bit more difficult with him. He's a young man, got kids, you know what I mean? He got a busy life. And so that shut everything down for a while. And then, some people said, hey, let's start one at Indian Lake. And then we talked about it for a year or so. And then finally I decided to start one. And it's went really, really good. Very little problems. And every year we put out a questionnaire that will make the tournament better. So I think we've worked out some kinks. We have side pot winners now, where tomorrow at midnight, there's going to be somebody win $500 who's ever in first place, at this time.
Gotcha.
And then from October, it would be November 1st to December 1st, there's another 500 pot winner who's ever leading it in that month stretch. And then at the very end of the tournament, it gets split up between 1 through 5. And then we have other sponsors to give away, gifts and baits and hooks and stuff like that. So we'll give that out too. It's usually from 6 to 10. So there's a good chance that, you could win something.
Yeah. So it's never too late to join. It started in September.
Right. This is the best time right now.
Oh, for sure. The fall bite is in full swing. And so it's located at Indian Lake.
Oh, yeah. And you can fish up the river that your boat will take you. Okay, you can do that, but where the spillway is, you can't go into those waters. Go below the spillway and Saugeye fish that. But if you're on Indian Lake, if your boat can go up the Great Miami or at South Fork or the North Fork, Moundwood area, as far up as you want to go. The water being so low, you don't want to go too far anywhere. Bless the rain today.
Yeah. So I know it's fall bites here. The Saugeye bites pretty much close to full swing. Say we have some new people out there, maybe first year, first 2 seasons Saugeye, but they want to test themselves against some old sticks around. Any tips or certain baits? I mean, we don't got to dive in for anything crazy, but any little quick hitters, maybe your favorite bait or something they should be
Yeah.
trying?
Yeah, it's going to be in full swing. Once it hits 50 and below, those Saugeye are putting the feed bag on, so they're feeding real heavy right now. The boat anglers and bank anglers have about an equal opportunity to catch fish. I don't ever fish out of a boat. I'm strictly a bank guy. Early in the fall when we started it, it's a lot of vibey bite, vertical jigging vibes, casting vibes, crankbaits, and stuff like that. And as the water cools, a lot of guys switch over to swim baits, stick baits, still some crankbaits, because bass fishermen catch them year round. Last year, my best bait was a bass bait, crankbait because the water was pretty dirty last year. But after dark is my favorite time, in the fall, November, December, those are two great times to get out. And I fish the main lake a lot of rocks, a lot of channels, a lot of bridges, and casting stick baits, Smith wicks, Rapalas. They're suspending baits, so when you drive them down, they'll hover there in the water, and then you're twitching it a little bit. And once you get that first bang, man, you guys are going to be hooked.
Yeah. Do you have any plans in the future of maybe going back? You said there was a statewide, maybe going like adding another body of water or maybe just a separate one or
Yeah,
enter.
every year at the end of the year, or sometimes even during the tournament, I'll put feelers out there, a post about, you guys, like it, everything the way it goes. And there's 4, 5, 6, 8 guys that want me to open it up to, different waters in Ohio that are comparable to Indian, like Buckeye, Great Miami River, some of the other bodies of water. We haven't done it yet, but there has been talk about it.
Cool. So stay tuned. Maybe that'll happen in the future. That would be really neat. Save some people maybe some gas money. So you get sponsors to help run this.
Yeah, the pot, the $40 that gets all divided up amongst the winners, but like the side pots, that's all done from community sponsors. So we've got an overwhelming, great community up at Indian Lake, Russell's Point, Lakeview, and Huntsville. And not just myself, but other people go around and we solicit these people, food establishments, restaurants, businesses up there. Lakeview Hardware is a great business in town. They donate money. I just got a check today from one of the law offices at Indian Lake. Even some of the banks donate money because when you draw people into the community for fishing, just like tourists, you want some of these people to spend their money there at
For
Indian
sure.
Lake as
That's
far as
right.
food or, going to the hardware if you need some baits or the Bass Pro Shop. And then that helps everybody
Yeah.
in the community and the economy as a whole.
Yeah. So that's very big, especially you may not realize, but in the off season, these lake towns can use that little extra boost. And really the only people kind of visiting it that time of year, it's going to be us fishermen.
Right. Yeah.
The summer, the jet skiers and the weekenders have kind of gone now.
Too cold.
Yeah. It's a little nice though, because then makes it a little easier to get out and fish. That being said, for sure, while you're up fishing, take care of your local places, shop local, eat local, get on the Saugeye Slam page, look up the sponsors. There's a huge list of them there, and just do what you can to keep this thing going. It's not only important for you, the fishermen, but also the people that are sponsoring of the kindness of their hearts. If they're seeing that return, they're going to be more eager to get this thing even bigger too, year by year. If someone's interested in becoming a sponsor, how would they go about that?
I'm pretty open on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, so you can get a hold of me. Uh, Basically, through Facebook's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me.
Gotcha.
Send me a private message, or if you have my phone number, or if you're one of the fishermen in the tournament and you've got a business, and I contacted a guy today. He had a business and out of the blue, and he graciously donated. Thank you, Mitch. Mitch Heilman. I'll just give his name. He's a shout out to Mitch. He sells campers for Donnell's, and I thought he actually worked for Donnell's, but he's subcontracted, I think, by Donnell. So if you're interested in a camper uh, or a fifth wheel or whatever they're called in the Indian Lake area, look up Mitch or Donnell's a business up there. So we appreciate all the sponsors. Thank you so much, but we're still looking for more sponsors. More sponsors we can get, the more money we can give to fishermen. fishermen can return that to the economy with baits and food and stuff. And
Yeah,
so
sure.
we appreciate that, the sponsors.
So yeah, that being said, it's not too late to join if you want to fish and try your hand competing. There's some really, really good
There's
fishermen.
some of the best fishermen in the state of Ohio, but that doesn't mean anything because the big fish pays out the most, and it
Yeah.
only takes one bite. And actually, the big fish right now is not caught by a guy in the tournament. I know a lot of people at the lake know. I mean, you caught a 27-incher, so that probably would have won it, but he wasn't in the tournament. So I know a 7-year-old kid that does really good saugeye fishing because his dad's a personal friend of mine. So it just takes that one big bite, and you can be a couple $1,000s richer.
Yeah. So if you're planning on fishing this fall, winter, come up to Indian, get a hold of John on Facebook, get on that Fish Donkey app and get registered. You don't want to be the guy that catches that 27.
Right. And I haven't even put one on the board yet. And
Yeah.
usually I'm, in the hunt somewhere, but my painting business has been so busy. Real quick story about him saying, join now. Aaron Lewis won the tournament one year and he didn't join till the last month because he was out of town and busy. So, I mean, if you're a good saugeye guy, and even if you're not, get in it, and this $40 is worth it because you learn so much. And through the Fish Donkey app, you can watch the board the whole time. If you're not in the Fish Donkey, you can't see what's going on. Like when Brooks caught his, took the lead today, the little app makes a donkey noise, so you can look it up, and it's kind of neat to watch that back and forth all the time.
Yeah, and one thing I'll say too is for everyone, but especially the beginner, it's not a crazy amount of pressure. But when you have a little skin in the game, it makes you a better fisherman.
It does.
You definitely are going to probably go out on the days where you might have talked yourself on the couch.
Yeah.
You're just, I personally myself, I just definitely going to try harder and go out on days maybe I normally wouldn't have, or spend an extra hour or try a different bait. So it's only going to help you as an angler.
And the fishermen are good men. I mean, anybody that texts me or private messages me, even if I wasn't in the tournament, if you need an answer about saugeye fishing, I'll give you the answer to the best of my ability. And I've been doing it since they put them in. And I'll even give general locations. I'm not going to give exact locations, but not a lot of people fish the main lake. And there's a lot of main lake areas. And, and I catch a lot of saugeyes, out of the main lake. And you can walk for miles on the main lake casting for saugeyes.
Yeah. And if you know him, you already know this. If you don't, look him up on Facebook. And then the Indian Lake Saugeye Slam page, the Saugeye
Technique
page. You started that, correct?
Yeah, started that, and it's up to around 8,500 now, members now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But like you said, he's not just starting at the start. He's on there. I've read it myself, how he did the night, picture of the baits, this and that. It's not going to give you everything, but definitely enough stuff that you can go out and be successful yourself.
Right. And I fish with guys that are in the tournament. So, if I'm up there one night and you're a beginner and you don't have anybody to fish with, and you get a hold of me and I'm by myself, or, you know what I mean? Even with another guy, it's not just about winning the tournament.
Right.
The reason I started the Saugeye page is to try to, and I'm a school teacher, so try to teach people how to catch saugeyes. And then everybody's a winner then, what I mean? It's not just a report page. So, and you can get on the Saugeye Technique page, and there's a lot of great anglers on that page, and everybody's a little bit different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a seasoned vet, but I still pick up stuff. Luke Lytle was giving me some tips last night on the phone, because he's been on them pretty good. And, anytime you can learn just a little bit, and they say when you teach that technique to somebody else, you learn it twice as good yourself. At least that's what science says.
Yeah. Well, won't hold you up too much longer here. I know you're a very busy man. You're trying to fish, hunt a little bit this fall.
That's the paradox.
Yeah.
When the deer hunting is good, so is the saugeye fishing. Right. And then if you're working full time, you kind of got that. So the guys that tag out early, like Luke, shot a real nice, hi Luke, shot a real nice 8-point the other day. He's saugeye guy the rest of the year now. And now I'm kind of like, which way do I go?
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, you can always fish at night.
Yes, that's true. If you have enough energy to work, deer hunt, and then go at night.
Don't recommend deer hunting at night.
No.
Let's stay off that.
Let's stay off that.
So before we wrap up here, is there any? I know we talked about some pages, but any Facebook pages or whatever just you want to plug, you sponsors or whoever you deal with? Or...
Well, there's a lot of great pages at Indian Lake. Tosh runs a page, Ask Pro Shop runs a page, I run a page. So there's a lot of good wealth of information out there. And I don't know, I don't have a list of all the sponsors, but again, I'm going to give another shout out to all the sponsors because I'm not done contacting people this year. And we appreciate those people. We appreciate the fishermen. And a real quick tip, not just fishing, but hunting or anything in life, experience is the best teacher. Like a lot of guys struggle early on with saugeye fishing. And I did too. I never knew how to use a stick bait, and all my buddies were catching fish on them years ago. And I struggled so much. So I was kind of a closet stick bait guy. I would go off by myself, because I was so scared of the stick bait. Now it's my favorite bait. And just from repetition and finally catching a few and then tweaking it because it's different every night. Sometimes you might have to reel faster, some nights slower. The fish will kind of tell you what they want. But I started out the same way, and every good saugeye fisherman started out the same way.
Yeah.
But now you have people that are willing.
Yeah.
Oh, back in the day, you were just kind of learning as you went.
Yeah, that's the one thing I like about all types of fishing. The tournament, species, none of that matters. Is the way I view it is every day the lake has a code,
Right.
and it's your job to crack it.
Right.
And that's what the fun part is. And the weather's very this and that, good days, bad days. But it's just our job as fishermen to dial up that code and keep circling through the numbers till we hit it.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to spin off of that. Networking is huge. And if you know what networking is in life, it happens in business every day. But if you can get a group of core fishermen that
absolutely
that you enjoy company with and you trust those people, and you can kind of spin stuff off of each other. You don't have to be fishing in the same area, but sometimes that little thing will change your night. I can remember fishing with my brother-in-law one night, and we separated, and we were both catching a few, but then it went completely cold. He called me and he said, "You got any X-Wraps?" And I said, "Yeah, I got all kinds of them." He said, "I just went 4 for 4 after I took my Smithwick off." And I had been fishing that spot right there for, I don't know, an hour without a bite to put an X-Wrap on. 3 casts later, I caught one.
Yeah.
So, when you network with people, it helps them and it helps you also. So don't feel like you can't get a hold of me. I'll try to help you the best I can.
Yeah. And all I'll add to that is keep in mind, especially if you're new to a group and you're networking, that is a two-way street.
Right.
With inside your circle, you don't gotta tell the world, but make sure you trust your people and know that it's a two-way street. If they helped you one night, you gotta help them back. You gotta pay the favor, or you won't have a network for very long.
And that's the key. That the trust part is, and I hate to say there are some people that aren't. I don't even want to say trustworthy, but they want the information.
Right.
But sometimes when they get on them, aren't willing to give it out. Like you said, it's a two-way street.
For sure.
And again, it's not all about winning. It's about learning how to catch fish better than you did before.
Yeah. Well, I think that we're getting towards the end. Hopefully this is going to help you, A, if you're interested in the Saugeye Slam, figure out what you need to do and the steps to get in it. And B, it's definitely going to help you catch more saugeye. You want to throw that out for your painting company?
Yeah. Yeah. I do have a painting company, and I am a sponsor in the tournament. I really don't need any more painting jobs right now.
Sorry about
because
that.
it's keeping me from catching saugeyes right now. But the great thing about, I got some funny stories. I have a painting business, but a lot of times I'm painting on the water, and I'm painting in an 8-hour day, I'm probably fishing an hour. So if I'm a little late getting the paint job done, it's because of that. But anyway, I got another quick story. I got a couple girls that paint for me, personal friends of mine. And when they say they get the rods out, they're trying to find those rods and hiding them from me. So I spend more time painting. A couple of years ago, they got them from me and they never gave them back till we got done with the job. So they hit them and got them.
Yeah.
So that's a great story.
Well, anyhow, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's been great. I can't thank you enough. I've heard about you. I've never got to meet you, and everything I've heard has been true. You're just so forthcoming with knowledge and info. And like I said, I sent him a message on Facebook. I didn't have his phone number, nothing. And this is just the type of man he is. I mean, you can just track through the years on all the pages. He's really here to help you, me, everybody succeed in the fishing, actually in life, which is good.
Right.
I mean, you're you're my first real guest on this podcast, which is pretty cool. So I just wanted to thank you,
Yeah,
and
well,
I appreciate everything, and I appreciate your time and everything you've done and continue to do for the Ohio Indian Lake fishing community.
right. And it's not just me. There's a lot of other great people at Indian Lake that, that are exactly like me. And the fishing community is made up of a lot of good people and a few bad apples. A lot more good people
Right.
than there is the other way. One thing I would like to say that it's one of my pet peeves. Indian Lake, the trash is getting absolutely terrible at Indian Lake and probably everywhere.
Yeah.
So even if you're not throwing trash on the ground, take your bag with you. It drives me nuts to go saugeye fishing and see just trash lying everywhere. So if you got a chance, scold somebody if you see them throwing the trash down, and maybe they'll learn something or pick it up. You know what I mean? If we could get that taken care of,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Got to take care of the waterways.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, nature in general, but we're talking fishing, so that's especially the line. Noticed a lot of, and there's no excuse for the line that's on the ground because every place somewhere relatively close has one of those
Yeah.
canisters for the used line.
Yeah, and you got wildlife gets tangled up
Yeah.
in it, so
Yeah.
there's a big detriment to line.
But yeah, go out, look him up, join the Saugeye Slam, and then fish it till the ice comes on, and maybe we'll get lucky to have a couple ice.
Yeah, last year we thought we were going to have our first
Yeah.
chance to catch them through the ice, but it didn't get solid fast enough. Yeah, that would be great, especially if it got to the end of the tournament and somebody caught one through the ice that changed the difference in the standings would be great.
Yep. All right. Well, that's Mr. John Stahl from the Saugeye Slam. Look him up on Facebook, Instagram, all the socials. If you're interested in the Saugeye Slam, like we said, Fish Donkey app. Any questions? You can look him up on Facebook. You can get on the Talking Fish Facebook page. And if you can't get a hold of him somehow, I will definitely forward you or your information to him. And I know for a fact you'll be in good hands and he'll take care of you. So until next time, we'll catch you right here talking fish.
Thanks, guys.